I genuinely don't understand the concept of giving up. Or I guess more like why why would somebody even ever give up? Right? Because in anything that you do in your life, and if it's something you really want, like I mean in the sense like this is something that you really want to achieve. Like you want to be a millionaire, you want to start a business, you want to be a professional athlete, you want to graduate college. It doesn't matter how big or small the goal is, right? For me, I'm like, okay, why would you ever give up on this goal if it's what you really want? Because I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's say you gave up. Okay, like now what? You gave up. What are you gonna do now? You gave up. So you knew this is something that you really wanted, and now you're gonna live the rest of your life not doing the shit that you really didn't want. Mind you, you only get to live once. I know everybody has their own religious obligations. Like, I know some people are Buddhists and they believe in reincarnation. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I'm pretty sure, based on what I've studied from Buddhism, you don't even get to remember your past life anyway. So to me, I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't really matter. So point is though, it's like you only get to live once, and there's some shit that you really want to do, but you're like, okay, let me give up. Like I'm still like in my head, I really can't fathom where there would be a good reason to give up on something. Like why would you stop? Why would you ever stop if it's something that you really wanted? And for me, I guess you could give or like come up with the example of like, oh, if like something's legitimately impossible. Like let's say you're a 66-year-old man and you're like, I want to be a professional basketball player. Well, yeah, okay, cool. The thing is, even with that goal, I feel like for a lot of people, nobody sets a goal that they don't realistically think that they can achieve, if that makes any sense. Like, even for the example I just gave, I don't think a 66-year-old man would think to himself, I'm gonna go play professionally in the NBA right now. Seemingly because like his whatever wherever he is in his life, like he's necessitous. Like he's like, okay, well, I'm an old man, I need like people to take care of me, I can't really go out and do the shit that I used to be able to do. Like basically he's already at a point where he can accept some of his goals. His new goal might be, right, like he might have a goal or a dream right now as an old man, because he's an old man, like, okay, I just want to live a quiet, happy life and raise like my grandchildren, right? For example, like, you know, that's something that's applicable that he could applicable that he could do like at that moment, because he's a 66-year-old man, right? So when it comes to you just as a younger person or just in general, when it comes to giving up, if there's something you know you really want to do and you choose to give up and you only live once, aren't you guaranteed gonna regret that? Are you true guaranteed gonna regret giving up? Because for me, in my opinion, I see it more like, bro, I would much rather die trying to achieve something, since I know I only get to live once, so my life is inherently valuable because I only get to do this once. I'd rather die trying to do something and be like, well, I mean, at least I did everything I could, rather than me just not trying at all, or me stopping halfway or at the beginning or whatever, and then being like, well, fuck it, I wasn't gonna do it anyway. Like, why would you do that? Like, literally, everything after that in your life is just gonna suck now. Because there's nothing else for you to do. You literally know there's something that you really want, but you gave up for whatever reason, whatever circumstance, you gave up and you're like, man, fuck it. Like, I'm never gonna just be this thing. And now you talk down on yourself, you're like, I'm never gonna be this thing. And then now, like, now what? Like, you know, like everything else after this is gonna be like, this is cool, but I really want it to be this. Like, just think about it, even in the people in your life. Like, do you even have respect for these people? Like, when you hear them say, yeah, man, I was gonna do this, man, but I just realized I couldn't do it. Like, doesn't that just that sounds more of like, instead of it being like an impossible situation, more like, I'm a fucking loser. Like, I just gave up. Like, I just didn't believe in myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's like now you have to live the rest of your life knowing you're a bitch. I mean, I'm just thinking in my mind like, bro, this sounds horrible. That's why I don't think you should ever give up on anything that you want to do. Because there's no other better option. There's not a better option if this is what you really want to do, basically, is what I mean. If there's something you really want to do, everything else is not a better option. Because if everything else was a better option, you would just choose that thing. But everything else isn't. That's why you want this specific thing, because it's true to you and what you want. That's why I think the whole idea of like giving up is just stupid. It's just really dumb. You should never give up on anything you really want to do, because you're not gonna get to do this shit again. You're not gonna get another opportunity with your life. You're not gonna get the years and years back that you've wasted. You're not gonna get the shit back. So just make sure you never give up, man. It's really just not worth it. Everything after giving up is just a horrible life, and you're just gonna live your rest of your life regretting that you didn't do the shit that you wanted to do and thinking to yourself like, yeah, I'm a little bitch. Like, bruh, screw that, bro.